close up. Okay, so today what we're going to go ahead and do is start to learn how to make char cloth, and then in turn start making fire using flint and steel. Look, we'll start with char cloth first. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do today is we're going to learn how to go ahead and make char cloth. Now, char cloth it's an old woodsman cheat. Now, what it is, it ensures a fire. You have a certain amount of material that it's basically kind of like charcoal, and it'll take an ember, and it's just kind of an insurance. It's a safety net. Now, some days, today is a very beautiful day, and it's very easy to make fire. But other days, let's say that there's just bad conditions, a snowstorm, it's been raining. Let's say you're dehydrated, you're injured in some sort, that you're just not at your prime condition. So this always comes in handy. Okay, and so the first thing you need is some sort of tin container, and that's because we're gonna place it over the fire. Now, my personal tin container is this larger, a knife came in here. But just for the sake of we're starting a new video, I'm gonna go ahead and just use an Altoids tin. So just basic Altoids tin, okay? And I punctured a hole through here, just to let the gases escape. Now recently, we just found out you don't necessarily need the gases to escape. Through the hinges in the back, that's enough space to exit, but that's fine. We're just gonna go ahead and, just for the sake of traditionalism. So the first thing you need is the tin, and then after that, the material you're gonna put inside, it has to be a natural material, cotton, linen, anything like that. Now, in case it's like some sort of blend like polyester or anything like that, don't bother, it's just gonna melt. So what I have here is these old jeans I had, so it's jean material. Okay, and I know for a fact that this was 100% cotton. And then I have a little bit of a wash rag. Once again, 100% cotton. Okay, and we're gonna put these small strips into this container. Okay, don't want to put too much where it's bunched up in there. And then we're gonna go ahead and close it. And then once it's closed, we're just gonna go ahead and place it onto the fire. And you'll see the gases from the hole. You're gonna see gases escaping from there. And we're just gonna leave it there for about 10 minutes. Okay, and then we'll be back. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and if you notice, right on the hole, there's a bit of a flame coming out. Okay, so that's good. We're gonna go ahead and leave it for about 3 to 4 more minutes. Once we see the flame stop from the hole, then we can go ahead and just remove it, and we'll proceed from there. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes now, and if you notice, there's no more smoke or fire coming out of here. So I'd say from here, it's good enough, and I'm going to remove it from the fire so it can cool down. Now, I don't want to open this right away, because since it's fresh from the fire, it's very hot. If I open this and it gets oxygen, it could just combust. It could just start burning, and that was just a waste of time. So let's just let it cool off, and then just in about 5 minutes, we'll come back so we can look at our char cloth. Okay, so it's cool to the touch now. So we're gonna go ahead and bring it over here, and I'm certain at this point it's not gonna combust. So let's inspect our char cloth, and you can see it right here. You can notice this was the wash rag, and then here's the jean material. Both are very great for char cloth. As you start doing this, you're gonna realize that there are some things are really good for char cloth, some things are not. It's a personal preference. I don't like using bandanas, for example, because they're so thin. I want something a little thick with volume, like this wash rag, because it just holds an ember very well. So we're gonna go ahead and test it out if it worked. So what I'm gonna do is, once again, I'm gonna go ahead and try the flint and steel. And the flint and steel is an extremely old form of making fire. I mean, this goes back to the Roman ages, the Viking ages. Since mankind first started blacksmithing and learning how to make metal, we learned how to work with rocks. And okay, so No need to be messing with sticks. So let's go ahead and try to get an ember in here, see if it worked. There, in the third try, you could see that it worked just fine. So what you go ahead and do with this is perfect char cloth right here. Let's say you just want to learn. It doesn't need to be some survival scenario where you're injured and your leg's broken. No, okay, so let's just say you want to learn. Okay, just you're gonna get this piece of ember. I'm turning it off for now so we don't waste it. And then let's say you just get a tinder bundle of dead grass and things like that all bunched together, very fluffy. You put it in the middle. Let's say like an egg. Like let's say it's a bird's nest, and right in the middle you go ahead and place it as if it's the egg. Hold it close to you and then blow in it. Oxygen, it helps make fire. It's one of the things required for fire. So right now we know for a fact that our char cloth worked just fine. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make a bird's nest really quick, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to go ahead and do that once more. Okay, so I went ahead and gathered some grass here. All this is dead grass. So what you want to do is to make a bird's nest, just beat it up. Just try to mess with it with your hands. Just try to make it as fluffy as possible. Break it down as much. The fluffier dead material is, the fluffier tinder is, the easier it is for your flames to spark. For your whether it's char cloth, whether it's ferrocerium rod, a lighter, anything. It just makes it easier. It's not just about having fire, having a way to make sparks. It's also, you really want to nurture this. Okay, so I'm trying to get it there. Okay, once again, I'm trying to make a hole in the middle, trying to dip it in there, so that's where my char cloth's gonna go. Okay. Now once again, I could spend more time. I could spend another 5 minutes just kneading this down, but just for the sake of this video, let's just get this started. So I don't think this will burn perfectly, but I think it'll get the point across. So there we go. Okay, now earlier we used the char cloth over here. That was the wash rag. Let's go ahead and try the jean material so we can see how this one works. So this is the jean material. Okay, now once again, flint and steel. Half of it is rocks. Whether it's flint, chert, quartz, anything like that, look around in streams, lake beds, anything like that, any place like that, you can find certain rocks, and if they're hard enough, they can strike sparks. So it's all about trial and error at this point. Find some good rocks, and then once you do, just save them up, and then there you go. Look, so I like this one. Very flat. It has a sharp edge right here. That's where my non-dominant hand's going to hold the rock, and my dominant hand's going to strike down on it. So I put the edge of my char cloth close to the edge of the rock, and I'm going to strike down. I'm going to strike down so a little bit of the sparks that fly off the rock fly onto my char cloth with one hit. That easy. Okay, I'm going to let it spread out a little more so I have more of an ember. Then, once again, I'm going to place it in here. And there we go. Okay, so once again, just to recap, char cloth is very simple, very easy to make. Whether you're hiking, fishing, hunting, anything outdoors, hell, you can just have this for your house in case, there's ever some emergency where you don't have fire at your disposal. Just a small metal container and get yourself, anything that's 100% cotton, linen, that's a natural material. Once again, you place it into your tin and place this over the fire. Give it about 10 minutes. Once you see the fire stop, or the gases stop escaping from your tin, take it out, let it cool off. It's important. Don't open it as soon as you move it from the fire, because either you burn your hands touching the metal, or you open this and it all goes to waste because it combusts. So that's a very easy way for char cloth, to make char cloth, and everyone should have this in their backpack. It's so simple, why not have it? It weighs nothing. And then the second thing I was just hoping to teach people today is flint rocks. chert, anything like that. Hell, okay, so just to make a point of this, okay, flint. So again, this goes back thousands of years, back to the Roman times, Viking times. This is chert. And this one's a little dull. Once they start losing their edge, they don't work as well. So they're rocks. You can, if it doesn't work anymore for you, you could throw it away and hunt for a new one. Always be on the lookout for new materials, resources out here in the environment that you can use. Another flint, and this is quartz. Maybe you can see this, very crystal-like. I think this is a very beautiful rock, even if I'm not using it for survival. I think it's very beautiful. So, yeah, next time you're around streams, rivers, anything like that, you see any rock that's very dark, that has very smooth edges on it, and try it out. Get yourself a little piece of steel. This cost me about $14 from the Pathfinder store, the Self-Reliance Outfitters. And it's just high carbon steel. You just smack that on the rock, and if you get sparks, you know you got a winner. And in other cases also, I know I'm rambling here, but in other cases, if you have a knife and your knife is very high carbon steel, you could use the back of it once again to strike with your rock, and it can also make sparks. So if you have all you have in in the environment is your knife, and it's a high carbon steel knife, which you should be if you're going outdoors anyways, you're already pretty set to make fire if you can find yourself a good flint rock. Okay, well that about wraps it up. Thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Visitor we have here, little walking stick out in the desert. Look at that camouflage. It does look like a stick if you stop moving.